It is November 5th, 2018, so it's time for another monthly update video in which I'll talk about what we have coming up in November and what you might have missed and might want to check out from the month of October. Very busy month. I always begin by highlighting three big things, so with no further ado, big thing number one, it's UNESCO World Philosophy Day, a worldwide celebration, November 15th. We have a great event coming up here in Milwaukee. Tell you more about that in the November section. Big thing number two, as you might know, I gave a workshop at STOICON in London back at the end of September, and I aired the video for it. So if you haven't seen that and you want to see me in action talking about partnered relationships and what Stoicism has to do with that, you might want to check out the link below in the video description. And finally, big thing number three, I made my first experiment with YouTube premieres a little bit earlier this weekend, and it went off pretty good. So we're going to do some more YouTube premieres. Don't have a date set for that yet or even know what video we're going to premiere, but it allows you to interact with me live as you see the video for the very first time. So those are the three big things. As I mentioned, October was a very, very busy month. I came back starting the month from London, where I'd been for STOICON, and immediately jumped right back into teaching my two courses at Marquette and my class at Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design. And then I had two other online courses, short courses, so they're very intense, start up, one with Marist College and one with Milwaukee Area Technical Institute. So that's a lot of teaching and course design and interacting with students that I'm doing. I also had a number of events. We had for Stoic Week, we had a workshop here called Stoic Philosophy and the Value of Money. That was sponsored by Sophia and the Milwaukee Stoic Fellowship. I also gave a talk more recently down in Rockford, Lessons for Leaders from Epictetus's Enchiridion, invited by the Center for Ethics and Entrepreneurship to give that talk. You can see the video for that linked below in the video description. And I also continued on with the Worlds of Speculative Fiction series, and we had a talk on C.J. Chera and the Alliance Union Universe. Really great discussion. Put a link to that below as well. And we had our normal events, Ask Me Anything session, philosophy chat for my Patreon supporters, the half-hour Hegel-sponsored Hegel Hangouts, and what else? Stoic Fellowship met this month, and we also had a really interesting topic for the philosophy pop-ups, one in YouTube Live, one in Facebook Live. When is it ethical? When is it okay to ban or block people in social media or platforms? So a lot of great discussion with that. It was very busy, not only with my classes, but also with my clientele, doing some consulting work in ethics with several different companies, carrying out my philosophical counseling work with several clients, doing some academic coaching, and quite a lot of tutorial sessions. That's on top of the classes that I'm teaching at academic institutions. I was also either on podcasts or the podcast finally aired, and I'll put links to those in the video description as well. I was on the Exceeding Expectations podcast with Tony Winnard, Tom Ritchie's podcast, which he took a lot of heat for, suggesting that perhaps voting is something that he could get out of, and James and the Giant podcast talking about Stoicism and its rise recently and what Stoicism is all about. So that was a lot of interaction. Video work, I didn't get as much done as I would have liked. I actually did get a half-hour Hegel video, which was in some respect a bit of an accomplishment. Those are harder videos to put together because, hey, it's Hegel, right? And I got one of them done this month. So that's more than the two previous months where I didn't get any done, but it's not the 6 that I like to shoot for. And I released some Cicero videos, ones I'd recorded previously. I also started editing the interview videos that I had recorded at STOICON. So I've released 2 of them so far. And actually, I've released 3 to my Patreon supporters, but 2 so far to the general public. And, you know, we had the event videos as well. I didn't record the Stoic Philosophy, the Value of Money workshop, but I did record the one down in Rockford at the Center for Ethics and Entrepreneurship, and I did record the Chera, and of course the AMA and the philosophy pop-ups are there for you as well. So that was the month of October. What's coming up in November? Well, you know, personally, it's going to be quite a busy time because, as you know, here in America, we have that Thanksgiving weekend, which essentially starts on Wednesday and then continues through the day of gluttony. And then we have leftovers the rest of the weekend. My kids are going to be here for that weekend, so I'll be traveling down to pick them up on the busiest travel day of the year. And it's going to be great having them. It's always nice for them to be up here in Milwaukee. We're probably going to hunker down, hang out, eat turkey, and you know, watch some movies, play some Catan, and my son and I might do some, you know, work with video or podcast. We'll see about that. But we're going to just catch up. So that's really great. Events. We got a lot of cool things coming up. And some of them are later this week on Wednesday the 7th at 6 p.m. here in the Milwaukee area at the Frank Weyenberg Library, so up on the north end of things. I'll be doing my quarterly talk on, in this case, Albert Camus, the absurd, and the world that he lived in. We talk about the philosopher's place in history, and man, there was a lot of history at the time of Camus, wasn't there? Then we kind of shift gears and we move to a different library, 7 p.m. On the 8th, which is a Thursday. I'll be talking about Jack Vance's Dying Earth series at part of the Worlds of Speculative Fiction series. By the way, we're also putting together the new list, and I'll be bringing that out soon for who we're going to talk about next year. On the 10th, which is a Saturday at 12 p.m., that's Central Time, of course, right? We will be having the Dr. Sadler's AMA, that's Ask Me Anything session. You can come in and get your questions in early because they pile up, but I'll try to address as many as I can. Then we have the big event here in Milwaukee. I'm going to be one of 3 speakers for that one. On World Philosophy Day, we have at the Stone Creek Factory Cafe, we've booked the entire top floor, and we're going to be doing 3 workshops on civility and disagreement. My workshop will be about anger. But there's going to be other ones about what kind of conversation we're having, workplace issues, really great stuff, sponsored by Sophia Milwaukee. And then finally, the other scheduled event is on the 17th. We'll have at 3 p.m. We'll have our philosophy chat. That's for Patreon supporters, and we'll be meeting and chatting and stuff like that. We'll have plenty of other online events going on as well, the philosophy pop-ups. Patreon supporters find out about those in advance. Everybody else finds out the day of. And we will be doing some YouTube premieres. What exactly, I don't know yet. What days, I don't exactly know yet, but trust me, there's going to be some stuff premiered. And if you want to do that, it's a lot of fun. You watch the video for the very first time as everybody else, and there's a chat window on the side. You can ask questions, make comments. I'll be responding to you in chat because I'm not watching it for the first time because I had to edit the stuff, but which I don't really like doing. You know, I don't enjoy watching myself, quite frankly, or listening to myself, even though other people do. But I will be chatting with people and answering questions. Same stuff going on this month, lots of consulting, lots of philosophical counseling work, academic coaching, tutoring. I've got my 5 classes going on, so I am a busy, busy man. And what else? You know, I'm working on trying to get more podcast episodes out in the Sadler's Lecture Series. I did get a few out on Epictetus. I'll be actually releasing another one tomorrow. I'm going to be going on to the Death Hangout podcast, recording later this week, and it might be out by the end of the month, or it might be in December. We'll see. And I don't know if anybody else is going to be doing podcasting with me. I get requests, and if I have the time and I have the competence, I do them. Video work. So this month I'm shooting to get back to my old 6 half-hour Hegel videos, and if I can do that, that's amazing. If I can't, well, that kind of sucks, but I'm going to do my best at that. We'll be recording the videos for the events, so the CAMUS talk, the Jack Vance talk, the Civility and Disagreement. Of course, you can see the replays of the AMA and the philosophy pop-ups. I'll be releasing another interview video this month, one of the interviews that I recorded at STOICON. And what else? Book reviews. I'm going to hopefully get some book review videos. I know I've been promising them for a long time, but I'm really going to get to them. And maybe even some Sadler's Soapbox videos, because I do have some things I'm kind of riled up about. And I'll be releasing some more core concept videos on Cicero's On the Ends, those on Stoic philosophy. And then after that, I've got some Augustine material to release to you as well. And I'm going to try to record some stuff for my classes on Hannah Arendt's Eichmann in Jerusalem. I know YouTube is going to flag the hell out of that so that they're not monetized, right? Because advertisers hate that sort of stuff. But it's a really great text, and I'm teaching it to 2 sets of students this semester. So, yeah, if I can get that done, I'm going to get that done. A lot of other stuff going on as well, but I think that's probably a good enough summary of what we've got coming up. You know where to find me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, the usual places. And if you're interested in bringing me in to talk, we've already started filling up the calendar for 2019. But if you're interested, shoot me an email at greg@reason.io, and we'll start the process going. If you're looking for tutorials or philosophical counseling or some of the other services that I offer, go to my reasonio.com website, and you can see all the things that we do. A lot of cool stuff happening down the line, but this is going to be a very, very, very busy month, as you can tell. So, hope it's a great month for you, and I'll see you somewhere at one of these local or online events.